I want to show you one of my tricks that I have been using for years now, and that is how to faux or fake a metal finish on practically anything. This will work with wood, plastic, ceramics, or basically anything. And no, I am not using paint to do this. This technique alone opened up a whole new world of creative possibilities for me, and I hope it does the same for you. The product that we are using to faux or fake the metal finish is right here. It's called Rub and Buff. And if you guys have not heard of Rub and Buff before, well, it's pretty awesome. Now let's ask the big question. How is this different from paint and other mediums? Well, it's made out of different carnauba waxes, metallic powders, and various pigments, which gives it a color and a look that paint can't quite replicate without a lot of work. And the great thing about this is that you can apply this to almost anything and it dries fast and it looks great. Rub and Buff comes in a variety of different colors, but the two that we're focusing on today are the silver and the black. This is what is going to give us our metal finish. I will also have all the links below leading you to Amazon where you can find this. I'm going to demonstrate this on 3 different types of material, which I think is going to look great. The first is this laser cut piece of MDF board. The second one, which is my favorite, is a 3D printed Spartan helmet my friend made me. I will post a link below to his YouTube channel. That way you can subscribe. And the third is this little floral design piece of wood that I picked up from a local craft store. I'm going to put this piece of cardboard down to protect against any messes. We can apply this 3 different ways. We can use our hands, a dry cloth, or a pair of gloves. The first thing that we want to do is to apply the black. One great thing about this is that this goes a long way. One small dab of this will last you. So I'm just going to put that right there and just start wiping. And you can also buff this and get a shine if you wanted to. And just doing that little bit right there, I don't know if the camera can really pick that up, it has some really good sheen to it. Now we are going to apply our second color, but we cannot apply it like we did the first. We have to do a special technique and get a light wash. And we call this technique dry rubbing or dry brushing. We're going to just get a little bit out. I'm going to place right here. Basically what you want to do is just kind of dab that, then dab some off, and barely get any silver on there, and just kind of go over this. Just like this in random spots. You don't want a whole lot on here. I'm really hitting the edges of this and the highlights, and I can already see, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, of how good that is looking already. And you can be so creative with this in the craft world. You can use this for so many different projects. And if you mess up, you can always add some more black. Okay, this turned out pretty nice looking. This isn't perfect, but you get the idea. Now let me show you the other side for reference. Here's just a black side, and here is with the brushed silver. Now we are going to move on to the Spartan helmet, which is my favorite. We're just going to load our rag up here and repeat the process. This is looking pretty nice right here. Now for the top of this, I'm actually going to paint this red. I'm just adding some black there to help cover some of the blue. So the next part is the silver. And just take the silver and start dry rubbing it. One of the biggest secrets to selling this effect is to hit the high areas in the sides like this, like the rim of the helmet and to the side, and it really sells the effect that it is metal. Just kind of Just dry rub it on there, not too much. Oh yeah, that is already looking pretty good. Now I am going to paint the top of the helmet here with some red acrylic paint. Well, my brush wasn't working too well, so I got this paint pen right here, and this is working a lot better. Okay, there we go. That turned out pretty good. I didn't want this top piece being perfect because I wanted it to match the rustic look of the helmet here. The next thing we are going to do is take some super glue and just glue the top piece on. And for the last design here, for the hard to reach areas, I'm going to use my paintbrush. This is actually looking pretty good just like it is. Buffing this just does wonders. I'm loving the shine on that the rub and buff gives. I tell you, you can be really creative with this stuff if you want to. We're going to go ahead and do the second part, and we know the drill. Wow, that looks fantastic. And we are finished. Here they are. I think these turned out pretty great considering I'm not the best at this technique. There are a lot of guys out there that has really gotten this down, but you know what? Practice makes perfect. The creative possibilities with rub and buff and this technique are really endless. You guys can apply this to all forms of different artwork and be creative with it. In fact, I used this same technique on this mini axe right here on the head. I'll carve this out of a piece of basswood, and I took this to an art show one year, and I had hundreds of people literally pick this up and ask me, how did you do the metal on that? Is that wood? Is that metal? I said, no, that's wood. I just used a certain technique to make it look metal, and so many people were impressed by it. So I'm telling you, this technique right here is really creative, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And by the way, I will leave a link below to this specific video where I'm making this. Thank you for watching, guys. I truly hope that you learned a lot in this video. And do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon beside it. That way you will be notified for new uploads. And do me a favor, drop a comment below and let me know what you guys would like to see next or projects that you're working on. I love to interact with you guys. And if you have not done it already, be sure to join howtowoodcarve.com. So anyway, guys, I will see you later. Take care.